Cry was a talentless loser who becomes the leader of the greatest team of treasure hunters in the world, even though he just wanted to live a quiet life in the peaceful village he was born in. Becoming a treasure hunter was not even his plan. It was the dream of his childhood friends who wanted to become famous heroes who explore the ancient treasure vaults filled with treasures and deadly monsters. When they were young, everyone swore that they would become famous treasure hunters and travel the world, and because of his FOMO, Cry couldn't refuse them, even though he wanted to. Many years have passed since then, and Cry is a young man now. As he is walking through the city on a rainy day, he sees a long line in front of a pub. He knows that this line is for all the treasure hunter wannabes who want to join one of the largest clans named First Steps, which is a collection of many parties that help each other. Cry joins the queue, thinking about how everyone needs a party to become successful. Every treasure hunter thinks of growing stronger with his party, but he could not do that. Just then, the girl behind him approaches him and starts asking if he is already in a party. Cry turns around, and the girl named Ruta introduces herself and says she has just received her level 3 certificate. She reaches out for a handshake, but the incel Cry gets nervous when talking to girls, so he doesn't shake her hand. He still tells her his name, though, and Ruta thinks it is enough to keep talking to him. She tells Cry that she always goes solo, but she was having some trouble at a treasure vault called White Wolf's Den, so she decided to join a party. Suddenly, one of the guys in the line starts mocking Ruta, asking if she really thinks she can clear White Wolf's Den at level 3 abilities. He tells her that level 3 hunters are noobs, but she gets angry at Scarface's remarks and tells him to take his words back. He doesn't, and things start getting heated between them. Cry wants no part of this, so he tries his best to camouflage with the wall behind him while a guard comes to break the fight between Ruta and Scarface. Soon, they get inside the tavern, and Ruta is amazed by the number of hunters in this place because it is her first time here. But Cry tells her that he has been to 5 such gatherings before. Ruta feels sorry for him, because it means that he got rejected every time, and Cry tells her not to. Only those who have skills can become successful hunters, and losers like him must cling to any opportunity to survive. Ruta begins asking him about the parties present here. She asks about the most flashy party first, and Cry tells her that it is the best party in this clan. The party is led by a blonde playboy named Ark with a level 7 certification, and with just 5 of his teammates, he managed to clear a rank 7 treasure vault. Ruta is amazed to hear that and asks him about the empty seat beside Ark's party. Before Cry can tell her anything, Scarface comes there and asks her if she came here without doing any kind of research. He begins telling her that the empty seat belongs to the leader of the Griever party who founded the First Steps clan. Cry knows a lot about the Griever party because it is the party of his friends that came to this city 5 years ago and quickly became the strongest. They are all incredibly skilled and are still regarded as the strongest party ever. Scar tells Ruta that the main reason there are so many people here is because Grievers is trying to find a new member for the first time. All the solo hunters here want to join the strongest party, but since the chair is empty, Grievers might not be here. Suddenly, an angry redhead begins shouting at the organizers of the event, asking where the Griever party is because he came here just for them. He proudly declares that he is at level 4 and he will become the strongest hunter one day, so he needs to join the strongest party for that. A girl named Tino comes forth to discipline the boy, but the guard from earlier tries to stop her and asks her not to pay any attention to the idiot. But the redhead gets furious on hearing this, while the guard tries his best to calm down the situation. The hunters in the tavern are eager to see a fight. They clear the area for Tino and the redhead to fight, and Cry tells Ruta to come out with him so they don't get caught in the crossfire. He begins leaving with her, thinking he should not have come here. Meanwhile, Tino starts warming up to end the redhead in an instant when suddenly she senses a familiar presence. She completely ignores the redhead as he charges his magic sword and begins looking around. She suddenly notices Cry and heads towards him, ignoring the redhead's attack. Moments later, Cry falls to the ground as he finds Tino blocking his way with a very suggestive split. Her personality has done a 180, and she is no longer the mean killing machine but a simp for Cry. She calls him master, asking since how long has he been here. Just then, The blonde named Ark comes over and tells Cry that he is late because until the clan master and the leader of Grievers show up, they can't start. Everyone is dumbfounded on learning that the pathetic loser on the ground is the leader of the formidable clan, and Cry just wants the earth to swallow him at this point. His story started 5 years ago when he formed the Griever Party with his childhood friends to achieve their dream. They went to beginner vaults and cleared them quickly. In one vault, as Cry was standing clueless, his redhead friend told him not to move as he hunted down the monster attacking him from behind. He thought that Cry was brave to use himself as a decoy to lure the monster out, but the truth was that Cry had no idea that he was going to be attacked. While his 5 friends were all extremely talented, he was the only one without any real skill. He knew that as they went to more difficult vaults, he would be a burden on his friends, even though they didn't let it show. That is why he decided to leave the party for the sake of his friends. When he gathered his friends to tell them that he was quitting, they ignored him like my crush ignores me and said that their party doesn't have a leader, so he should take up the post. Cry was shocked that his resignation was converted into a promotion, but all his friends agreed, saying that he was good at giving speeches and organizing stuff. That was the start of Cry's suffering, because no one would let him quit. He became the leader of the party, which soon became the strongest in the world, and now he just wants to retire and lead a peaceful life. Back to the present, Cry is in his seat with Ark and Tino next to him. Ark thinks Cry is joking when he says that he got late because he overslept, and Tino tells him not to come closer to her. Master, because she hates guys with plastic surgery, Ark calls her cute and tries petting her, but she runs away. Ark then says that Cry must have come late on purpose to mix with the applicants and assess them while hiding his identity. Cry wants to tell him that it is not true, and he really just wanted to stay low profile. It seems that not listening to others is a trait one needs to be a hunter, and Ark ignores his statement fully. That doesn't sit well with Tino, who tells Cry to kick out this arrogant playboy from their clan. She is a solo hunter and a disciple of one of Cry's childhood friends, so she respects him more than anyone else. Well, Ark ignores her too, and asks Cry if he found anyone suitable to join their party. Cry has no freaking idea about what to tell him, but he decides to play cool and asks what if he has found someone. Ark replies that he will take that person into his party with no questions asked. Cry knew Ark would reply like this because he has a big heart, but the harem of girls he calls his party don't want to share him with anyone. On the other hand, Tino thinks that she is the only one Cry is deemed worthy, so she tells him that he shouldn't send her to the plastic surgery gang. Cry's attention then goes to the violent redhead from before, who is determined that he will join the Grievers. Cry asks him to introduce himself, and the boy says his name is Gil from the Purgatory Sword Party. Cry doesn't think that the boy is anything special right now, but he believes that if Ark's party trains him, he might unlock his potential. He knows that he has no talent in scouting people, but he leaves everything to the god of plot armor as he decides to pick Gil. However, he has a condition before that. Cry says the most important thing for a hunter is strength and the determination to never give up. That is why he wants Gil and others to show him their strength and prove they are worthy of joining their clan. He declares that ever since he became a hunter, he has never lost once, and everyone is shocked. Well, he has never been in a proper fight either, but that doesn't matter when his plan is just to hype up the crowd. Cry takes off one of his rings, declaring that anyone who gets it will get his recommendation to join Ark's party. He tosses the ring towards the crowd, and Gil rushes to catch it, but Tino takes action quickly and sends him to the Shadow Realm with a kick from her thick thighs. The ring flies away from his hands and begins rolling on the ground, and all the hunters present in the tavern start chasing it like mad dogs. Cry declares that the ring is also a treasure item, so he will let anyone who captures it have it. He wishes everyone best of luck and then tells Ruda and Scar that he'll see them around. The tavern becomes a bloody battlefield, and Cry leaves through the back door to get home. The next day, as Cry is chilling in his office, the clan vice master Eva comes there to tell him about the mess his little challenge caused. Yesterday, the entire tavern was destroyed as the hunters tried to get his ring, but luckily there were no casualties. However, the Explorer Association wants to have a chat with him. Cry asks Eva to send Ark there, but she tells him that the association president has called for him specifically. Cry says that he can't go out because He doesn't have his magic mask that lets him change his appearance, but Eva tells him that no one will attack him even if he goes alone. He gives up and decides to visit the association president, and on reaching his office, he immediately grovels before him and begins apologizing. He says that it was just one little building that got destroyed, and he will pay for the repairs out of his pocket, but Chief Gar is not pleased with this apology. He sends his secretary to give Cry a book containing missions no hunter wants to do, because they are either lame or extremely difficult, and asks him to choose one as his punishment. Cry tries acting like a gangster, but he knows that Gar is going to spank him right there if he misbehaves. So, he begins skimming through the book to find an easy mission and then dump it on Arkansas. He finds a mission in a level 3 vault about rescuing some hunters and immediately takes it, unaware that it is the most dangerous one. Once Cry reaches the clan office, he finds that Ark is not there. Tino tells him that he has gone on a long mission while showing the ring she won from the rest of the hunters yesterday. Cry congratulates her and tells her to keep the ring. He then asks if she is free right now, and Tino thinks it is time for her to get to second base with her master, but he just wants her to do the mission he got from the chief. Tino vanishes from the room like Thanos just snapped his fingers, but Cry uses an artifact that tracks her and ties her down. Tino sulks as she says that she feels betrayed because she just wanted to go on a date with him, but he is sending her on a dangerous mission. Cry reads the mission details again and finds no problem, so he thinks that Tino doesn't want to do the mission alone. The rescue mission is in the White Wolf's den, and Cry knows exactly whom to send there along with Tino. He forms a party with Ruda, Tino, Scar, and Gil, and then watches them from the top. His thoughts suddenly wander to the day 6 years ago when his group went to register as a party in the Treasure Hunter Association. Cry started getting nervous as they approached the door and told his friends that they should head back today. He tried to convince them that he was not fit to be a leader and would only drag them down, but they didn't bother to listen. The redhead named Luke kicked the door open and introduced himself as the strongest swordsman in the world, and just after him, the tan girl Liz declared that she is the greatest thief. Cry cringed so hard at this that he just wanted to die, but his friends kept embarrassing him some more. He went to the receptionist to fill out the party paperwork reluctantly, and the receptionist asked him to pick a party name and symbol. No one had thought about it before, but then Cry suddenly got an idea to remove himself from the leader's position. He chose a lame name, Griever, for the party and a poorly drawn skull as their symbol. Everyone told him that the name and the symbol were lame, and they paint them as some kind of creepy weirdos rather than the future strongest heroes. That was what Cry was waiting for, and he said that he just can't get motivated to be a treasure hunter if the party name is something else. He began sighing and whining, saying that maybe he should give up on being the group leader, and that made his friends immediately change their tone. They told Cry that he had a great naming sense, and they realized it late because they are not as smart as him. Poor Cry had no option now, and that is how the Griever party was formed. Back to the present, Cry stands in front of the 3 treasure hunters who are still processing the fact that he is the leader of RIZZ. They ask if he is really the level 8 hunter nicknamed Thousand Tricks, and Tino stops hiding behind Cry as she says that it is obviously true. She tells everyone to kneel before her master if they have understood his greatness. Cry asks her to stop intimidating them and then sighs, thinking about his weird nickname. The Hunter Association gives accomplished treasure hunters a nickname based on the data and rumors about them, and it is considered a great honor. The redhead, Gil, can't believe that Cry is the real deal because he looks too weak. Tino tells him to put a cactus up his black hole, and Cry asks her to stop. She says that she can't team up with people who only run their mouth and are not worth anything. Cry thinks that this describes him perfectly, but he decides to stop dwelling on negative things. He asks if everyone here is willing to help Tino explore the level 3 treasure vault. Gil refuses to take orders from Cry, and Scar starts fighting with him, asking him to show some respect to the level 8 hunter. Seeing no way out, Cry says that he is dropping Gil from the team and then asks Gil and Ruda if they will join the mission. They agree, and then Cry begins to leave for his office. Gil suddenly challenges him to a fight and says that he will become his underling if he loses. Cry accepts his challenge, but says that he doesn't have to fight him. Instead, he will find Tino, who is the leader of this team, and if he loses, he will have to stay true to his words. Soon they come to the training hall, where Gil declares that he won't let his guard down today like he did in the tavern before. He tells Cry that once he defeats the girl, he will challenge him, but Cry points out that Tino is a level 4 hunter just like him. Tino tells Gil that she won't lose to someone like him and then drops her weapons, saying she doesn't even need them to low diff him. Cry knows that in terms of talent and experience, Tino has the advantage, but he is worried because Gil has a magic sword, which may turn the tides. However, Gil throws away his sword too, claiming that he doesn't need it to fight against an unarmed woman. Tino starts warming up and tells Cry that after she wins this battle, he is treating her to ice cream. He refuses, but when she insists and pouts, he gives in. Filled with determination, Tino lunges towards Gil before he even has the chance to react. He dodges her first blow, but that was just the setup for a powerful kick that slams him to the wall. Tino is confident that she won, but Gil gets up and charges at her, but then Tino knocks him out with a blow to his neck. She immediately turns to Cry for praise and says that she became so strong thanks to him, while she goes to his side to receive some encouraging words. Gil lies on the floor, unable to believe that he lost. He recalls how he was always the strongest kid around and he dreamed of becoming the strongest swordsman one day. He became a treasure hunter and came to the capital forming a party, conquering many treasure vaults. However, he felt the difference in skill between him and his teammates grow too wide, so he left the party and came here. Tino walks up to him, asking him to use his sword if he wants. He refuses, and she tells him that his stupid pride won't be worth anything if he is dead. After that, Cry asks him if he left his old party because of the wide skill difference. The shocked Gil asks, "How does he know that?" And Cry replies that he has been in the same situation, but unlike him, their party stayed strong together. He doesn't say the crucial bit, that it was his friends that didn't abandon him, and Gil thinks that Cry is so strong that even other members of his party don't compare to him. Suddenly, Cry touches his sword with his feet, and his body is covered in flames. Everyone is shocked as Cry accurately analyzes the powers of the sword, and Gil is left dumbfounded because he has not been able to manifest flames of this level yet. He can't believe that Cry can do this much without even holding the sword, and he finally realizes that Cry is monstrously strong. After that, Cry reads the details about the treasure vault that Tino's team is supposed to examine. It is called the White Wolf Den because a special type of monsters, known as silver wolf, used to live there. When the wolves were hunted down, the treasure vault manifested along with the ghost of a powerful silver wolf. Cry. Eva tells him that he shouldn't have sent Tino and others there. Then Cry tells her that it is just a level 3 vault and Tino is strong, so she shouldn't have any problems. He then thanks Eva because she told him about Gil leaving his party because of the skill difference, because he really freaked him out by mentioning that. Eva tells him it is just her duty, and then remarks that she heard he used the boy's sword too. Cry says that the sword is a treasure relic, and it was so easy to use that even Gil can manage it without knowing anything about it. He suddenly becomes a relic otaku, saying that the relics found in treasure vaults are amazing, and he wants to collect all of them. He begins fantasizing about Gil's sword, and wonders if he should try to buy it from him. Eva scolds him, saying that he already has too many relics, and he replies that every relic is different, so he can never get bored of them. Eva says that even though he makes a ton of money thanks to his party, he needs to be careful with his spending or he will go broke. Cry agrees with her, thinking how their party profits are divided equally, and he earns a lot even though he doesn't do anything. Suddenly he remembers that he needs to charge his relics, so he goes to a mage in his guild. She gladly charges the relic while her partner tells Cry that recently a phantom wolf was seen near the White Wolf's den, and it wiped out a caravan that had level 3 guards. Cry gets worried, but tries to dismiss it as a coincidence. The mage suddenly adds that recently the wolves in the treasure vault are becoming stronger, and the association was thinking about changing its difficulty level. She says that recently a team of level 5 treasure hunters also went missing in the vault, and their leader was quite renowned too. Cry is shocked to hear all this, and he immediately pulls out the mission information page. He had not noticed the names and levels of the people he had to rescue when he took the mission, and now that he sees that they are all level 5, he freaks out, thinking that he sent Tino and others to their death. When the two hunters asked him what he was thinking about, he revealed that he sent Tino to the White Wolf Den with 3 other hunters. They freak out, but think that this is the way Cry trains those who have potential. They say that this must be how Grievers became the strongest party. Cry suddenly leaves the room, trying to convince himself that everything will be all right. He thinks that Gil's magic sword will help them, but then wonders if he even charged it after he used it last time. On the other hand, Tino's party is near the treasure vault, and the atmosphere has started to become creepy. Tino tells them that this is why she asked everyone to write their will before coming here. She knew that Cry had given her a very difficult mission, but she was not going to refuse him, even if it meant putting her life in danger. She says that Cry has put this party together, for some reason only he knows. Everyone is worried now, but Tino tells them that Cry must have planned everything for them, so they don't need to worry. As it becomes dark, they are suddenly attacked by a wolf monster. They manage to dodge the attack somehow, but then find that they are in much more danger than they could have ever imagined. Not only is the wolf monster much larger and stronger than usual, it is also wearing armor and has a weapon. Tino is terrified, but she decides to fight to fulfill the mission her master has given her. Back at Cry's office, he is feeling guilty about sending Tino and others to danger, so he decides to help them out because no one else is free right now. He pulls a book in his bookshelf to reveal a secret room where all his relics are kept. He begins taking everything he needs to help Tino and others, and then his eyes go to the small vault with a rather special relic. He takes everything with him as he comes out of the room, and Eva almost mistakes him for a thief. She thinks that he is worried about Tino and the others even though he has planned out everything already. She suddenly notices a forbidden relic around his neck and hides it, saying that he is not going to use the relic that has been banned by the Empire. He then gets to the window and tells Eva that he will be back soon. He activates Atesh, the power of his robe, and flies away like a bat in the night sky. Ia recalls that the relic he is using for flying has no controls and no brakes, but knows that Cry can manage things on his own. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to keep up to date with the next episode.